The voice of Honest Trailers presents Epic Voice Reviews.
Take a stroll through the mind of Stephen King in The Dark Tower. It's cowboy versus Satan in this 80s-ish coming-of-age PG-13 horror adventure sci-fi story. The real horror being that it totally cuts the balls off the Stephen King series by censoring too much. Literally walk on a quest with Idris Elba as Roland, the last of his kind ex-hero who spends the movie protecting a kid, using a metal weapon and doesn't get Earth references, along with his sidekick Tom Taylor as Jake Chambers, an emo, misunderstood preteen who discovers how to cross over into other universes and draws, like, a lot. Tom Taylor shines. Get it? Shines? As a powerful psychic. Everyone on Earth thinks he's psycho. Because of all the drawing? Maybe just tell everybody it's a graphic novel, dude. They're out to stop the Man in Black. No, not that one. Matthew McConaughey is alright as Walter, the devil, with a weird, non-distinct accent and a random bag of evil magics, similar to Preacher, Jean Grey, The Amazing Nightcrawler, and Liz Sherman, or Human Torch, or Prince Zuko, or Pyro. You get the idea. He controls fire. Walter is after Jake to steal his shine and use it to destroy the Dark Tower, which protects all universes from the darkness and monsters and such, all in only an hour and a half? Would have thought this much story would have taken at least 2 hours. Enjoy fun drinking games and take a shot every time they mention shine. Remind Jake about his dad, mention Keystone Earth, and remind the gunslinger about his dad. Bask in the beautiful eye candy and spectacular surround sound as it distracts you from the main character's lack of backstory and motivation, and the film's indecisiveness about what it wants to be. Fantasy, adventure, horror, sci-fi, action? Is that a thing? All while remaining a fun, intriguing, and entertaining flick. Oh, and skybeams. Again. I really enjoyed it because it felt retro. It felt like a classic 80s horror action story. Maybe a coming of age, preteen kid finds a portal to another world type of thing. So it was a really fun movie in that respect, but they could have spent just a little more time explaining who is what and why. I mean, the movie was only barely an hour and a half long. I mean, they could have easily added a little bit in to explain the story a little bit better and make it a 2-hour movie. I mean, come on. Cinematically though, freaking breathtaking. It sounded and looked amazing. McConaughey played an evil guy, but didn't really feel all that evil though. It's like you could tell he was playing evil. Elba was fantastic as a gunslinger, and so was Jake. Jake was an awesome character. I really liked him, even though he's kind of flat. He's just kind of a cool kind of flat, and he has the only few moments of humor in the entire movie. Seeing as The Dark Tower is written in the early 80s, I have a feeling a lot of movies and other things have probably borrowed from this story. So I can't say that, oh, well, they did this in another movie or they did this in that movie. They probably stole it from him, who knows. But there's a lot of elements that you've seen in other movies that may have been written or came out after Dark Tower was already out. We're just now seeing the Dark Tower movie. However, I seem to remember a really crappy Dark Tower miniseries on TV, like with, Buffy the Vampire Slayer, bad computer graphics, like really, really cheesy. But it was so bad, I think my mind may have blocked it out of my memory completely. The Dark Tower series, King said himself, it's basically his version of the modern cinematic universe, where all of his stories and characters are kind of within this realm. So it's kind of cool. You'll see references to King's other stuff. I won't say anything because spoilers, but there's some really cool references in there. You're going, oh, look at that. What? My biggest complaint was that this should have been R-rated. I mean, it felt like it was a horror movie that literally got neutered for PG-13. So they reference the violence or the gore or whatever, but they don't show any of it, which is really disappointing because in the 80s, they would have totally shown the gore. Because I've seen Stephen King movies before. He has no problem with gore. And this movie could have been a lot bloodier, a lot more violent. This could have been a real horror movie. Instead, they kind of turned it into a sci-fi fantasy thing. In fact, there were certain times where it felt like I was watching Clooney's Tomorrowland, which, not good. No. In fact, the Dark Tower story could be about Stephen King's own feelings as a kid. I mean, the kid draws, Stephen King writes, maybe his dark imagination made people in his own family and friends like, ooh, this kid's weird or whatever. Maybe he's like a prophet, man. Maybe like the whole story's true, man. 4 stars, definitely worth seeing in theaters. The Dark Tower, rated PG-13. Although it should have been rated R. As you can see, I'm finally back, and I've got a lot of videos to make. I'm gonna be making new content every week, so make sure you subscribe. And also click the little bell for notifications, because you don't wanna miss a thing. There's gonna be more movie reviews, more TV show reviews, more live streams, more video game stuff, and more epic voice stuff. So be sure to subscribe, watch, like, and share with your friends. The epic voice compels you. And now, it's time for your comments. My name is Mr. Tim, with an N. Atia of the Julii, I call for justice. My mega meth may make me moan. I am Negan. The dude abides. Are you pondering what I'm pondering? Don't choke on your aspirations, director. I gotta have my Mulan McNugget sauce, Morty. Aye, I'm your little butterfly. Green, black, and blue make the colors in the sky. I'm afraid I'm gonna have to read this one. There's an old Earth saying, Captain, a phrase of great power and wisdom and consolation to the soul in times of need. Alon-Z.
Like and share this video with your friends. Follow @epicvoiceguy on all the social things. Links in the description or in the bio. Subscribe and click the bell to turn on notifications. Click the box on the left for the last video. Click the box on the right for more epic voice stuff.